Here's a spooky story about dragons, slimes, and shadows. In the mountains of our kingdom lived Ignis, a mighty dragon whose scales shone like molten gold. He was strong, proud, but he had one weakness as strange: forbidden delicacy sold only at the night market. It was called shadow resin. It was a thick, black, pulsating mass that merchants in dark robes scooped from shimmering casks. It was said this resin was a piece of the shadow realm itself, and anyone who ate it could, for a moment, see the world through the eyes of darkness. One night, Ignis descended from his mountain peak to the night market, which was spread out in a misty lowland. The air was thick with the smell of spices and magic. He approached a stall where a shadow merchant offered his resin. But Ignis's pride was stronger than his reason. He, a great dragon, would not pay for a meal. With a mocking roar, he seized one oaken cask of shadow resin with his claws and devoured its contents in a single gulp. Then he grabbed a second and emptied it as well. Arrogant and drunk on euphoria, he reached for a third cask. But this one was different. Strange glowing runes were carved into it, and the resin within didn't pulse. It was still like a frozen night. The shadow merchant said nothing, only watched in silence. The dragon didn't notice the trick. He swallowed this resin too. But instead of the usual high, he felt an icy cold spreading through his veins. It was poison. But not a simple poison, it was a curse. The very essence of the stolen shadow began to consume him from within. His golden scales began to dull and tarnish with ash-gray spots. Black smoke, instead of fire, poured from his maw. In agony, he soared into the sky, trying to fly to his cave. But his body grew heavy, and his mind clouded. The world around him distorted, and his spirit was violently ripped from his body and dragged into the shadow realm. It was a place without light or sound, a world of swaying silhouettes and silent, judging eyes. Creatures woven from pure gloom surrounded his spirit. They were angry, for he hadn't just stolen their resin, he had stolen a piece of them. Ignis tried to fight back, breathing ghostly ashen flames, but he was weak. The shadows swarmed him, their icy touches not tearing but binding him. The resin he had eaten began to crystallize within him. Back in the real world, on the mountain peak, Ignis's body froze in a final, desperate roar. His golden scales visibly transformed into black, obsidian-like stone before his very eyes. His roar faded, turning into a silent scream of agony. He had become a statue. And to this day, if you travel to the night market, you will see it a colossal stone statue of a dragon, frozen in eternal horror. It serves as a warning to all of us, my little monsters. Never take what belongs to the shadows, because the shadows always collect their debt. The end.